Hi there. We are going to start our warm-ups today by laying down and just getting some good breaths in. So probably you'll have to pause this for a second. I'm gonna lay on my couch today because it's got a little bit of support for my head. Another thing that might be helpful is laying in your bed with a pillow at your head, and then I'm gonna take this blanket here and put it underneath my low back, because low backs tend to be a little bit in need of a little extra support. So I'm just gonna fold it up a few times and let it rest on my low back. So if you're on your couch or in your bed, a pillow at your head and a pillow at your low back would be really helpful, because those are the places that maybe are a little tense, maybe you need a little extra support. Another good thing is a yoga mat, or laying down straight on the floor is totally fine. But again, maybe a blanket or a pillow at the head and a blanket or a pillow at your hips, your low back. So pause the video, get yourself set up, and we're just gonna, for a couple minutes, we're gonna do some deep breathing laying down, okay? All right. Excuse my really crickety sounding couch. It's really old. Let's bring this in just a little bit more. And like I said, I'm gonna pull this blanket up underneath my hips so they have some support, and my head's probably a little too high up here. I think having your head a little bit flatter down on the floor in your bed is good, but whatever, as long as you're comfortable, and bring your knees up slightly so that there's no pressure in your back, okay? You don't really need to see me in the video, so it doesn't matter, but here we go. All right, whatever you need to do to get comfortable is great. Lower your shoulders down from your ears. Those might have come up kind of high right when you lay down, so just wiggle your shoulders out a little bit. Wiggle back and forth to make sure that your back is straight on whatever you're laying on, that your back is comfortable and isn't curved in any way. So you want to have your spine kind of flush straight to whatever you're laying on, okay? And the knees are up to help support your back a little bit. So what we're gonna do is put our hands on our belly, okay? The great thing about laying down is when we talk about belly breathing, sometimes it's really hard when you're standing up to not breathe with your chest, but when you're laying down, it's pretty impossible to breathe like that high chest breathing we're used to, and you're pretty automatically gonna breathe with your belly. So all we're gonna do is take a nice deep breath in through the nose and just feel the way your belly rises. Breathe out through your mouth and feel it fall. And that's it. We're just gonna do that for a few minutes, really just focusing on the rise and the fall of the belly. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Don't force anything, just feel the rise. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice and slow. You can close your eyes if you need to. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And in, out. Feeling the rise and fall, that's it. In, and out. Keeping your neck relaxed, your shoulders relaxed. In, out. Just focusing on the rise and the fall of the belly. In, out through the mouth. Okay, now we're just gonna start singing ever so gently. So just a hum. Breathe in and hum. Breathe in, fill up your belly, and hum. When you do this, you'll feel your belly really slowly empty. It'll really kind of slowly come down. Just keep focusing on that. Really, the name of the game right now is just to focus on the activity in your belly. That's it. You don't have to force anything, but just paying attention to it. So breathe in, your belly will rise. and hum. Stay nice and relaxed. Make sure your back is still straight. Breathe in. 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 One more. In. Now, naturally, when we're laying down like this and we're breathing and singing this way, it's pretty impossible to have lots of tension in the throat, something we talk about all the time, right? Throat and the shoulders and the jaw are all pretty relaxed at this point because we're focusing our breath on the belly and not up here. We create a lot of tension by breathing in with our chest. That tightens up our throat and it tightens up our jaw and everything. But when you're just breathing with your belly and you're laying down, it's like all that stuff is really freed up. So let's keep trying some stuff here. We're gonna breathe in and we're gonna go, ah. It might be a little too low for you, but just kind of like sing whatever's comfortable with you. If some of these that I'm singing are too low or too high, just stick with it. The whole point is just learning to recognize how our belly is rising and falling when we're breathing this way, okay? So breathe in. And hold this out while you feel your belly emptying, okay? So we'll hold that last note out for a while. Do. Breathe in. Let your jaw really just open wide and relax. Do. Breathe in. Do. Good. All right, now sit up nice and slowly. Don't come up too fast. You might get a little bit of a blood rush to the head here. And then I want you to stay seated wherever you are, either on the edge of your bed, or if you're on the floor, I do want you to come up to a chair, so the couch or whatever works for you, because we're going to do something seated. It can be really hard to get that same energy that we were just doing when you're standing up. When you're standing up, we're really used to breathing with our chest because that's the neutral, natural way that we're breathing all day long. So it takes a little bit of different type of practice to get this diaphragm breathing going, okay? So I want you to sit on the edge of a seat, and I want you to lean over your knees. So cross your arms in front of you like this and lean over your knees. You can keep your head up if you want, or if it feels good to relax it, then great. My neck is a little tired today, as you can see. I took a run a little bit ago, and my neck doesn't really want to hang over, but whatever works for you, okay? But what's gonna happen here is you'll feel your belly rising and falling against your arms here, okay? And it's way easier to feel this when we're leaning over our knees like this, okay? So same idea, we're just gonna breathe in and we're gonna go, ah. this nice relaxed jaw. So breathe in and feel the way that your belly pushes against your arms. And when you're singing, you can almost actually see me falling because my belly is emptying of air. Kind of cool, right? You really, really feel the belly acting and helping you breathe when you do this exercise. So breathe in again. That's my oven going off. Hold it out and empty out your belly. Wiggle it out. My arms, my shoulders are starting to get a little tired there. I'm just going to relax for a second. Open up the chest, whatever you need to do. And then let's do it again. Now what I want you to do is, yes, we can feel our belly rising and falling, but now I want you to imagine like your back is breathing that way too, okay? So imagine like your ribs in your back here are really expanding as you breathe in, okay? The first step of diaphragm breathing is feeling it in our belly, but the second step is we start to feel it in our back. And sometimes that takes a while, but I find leaning over like this is very helpful. Okay, so breathe in through your back. I know that sounds a little weird, but see if you can breathe through your back. Imagine your back, your low back really expanding, okay? So breathe in. Empty it all the way. Expand your back on this breath in. Expand the back and breathe with that belly. Okay, next step is let's stand up. So I'm going to find another place to put this phone. Maybe over here kind of works. So find a nice comfortable place to stand. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to lean over and you're going to touch your toes. So most of us can't just touch our toes with our legs straight. We have to bend the knees some. That's totally fine. The goal here is to let your head hang down like a rag doll and to be able to have your arms in front of you here and be feeling that same belly breathing as we just were, okay? So let's see if I can go a little bit lower so you can see me. So my hands in front here. I'm bending my knees some so I can get my arms to touch my knees, okay? And my head is hanging low. I don't know if you can see me perfectly. Let's see if I can back up a bit. And same thing, we're just gonna take a deep breath in, and why don't we sing, how about for this one we sing, I can hear my voice still needs to be warmed up. Let me sing that for you one more time and practice it with me so you get the gist. A bit of a longer one, but you got it, okay? We'll just do a few of these because it might make you a little dizzy. So arms in front here, bending over, let your head hang, and you can feel the belly breathing here. So breathe in through your nose, feel your back expand, feel the belly push against your arms, and here we go. Breathe in, expanding. Just one more. because that's kind of tough, I'm not gonna have that go on forever because it's a little bit of a hard exercise. So now that you're standing up, put your hands on your belly and see if you can keep that same energy going. I know it's way harder when you're standing. So all those exercises that I just gave you, you can carry those with you forever. If you did them every day, you'd get so familiar with the way that your belly feels, like it's expanding and emptying, and you're doing diaphragm breathing, okay? Low breathing instead of this, right? So every day before you go to bed, lay in your bed nice and flat and just put your hands on your belly and focus on that rise and fall of your breath. The more you get familiar with that, the easier it's going to be when you're singing, okay? So now we're standing up straight, feet are flat on the floor, and we're just going to keep, now we're really in touch with how that belly feels. So keep your hands on your belly and imagine your belly expanding, and imagine your back expanding too, just like we just did. And we'll do that same exercise. Okay, hands on your belly, really focus. Do. Expand through the back on this breath in. My jaw's not doing any work. Fill up your belly. Do. Do. Expand your back. Do. Expand the back. Do. Fill that belly up. Do. Fill it up. Do. Fill up the belly. One more big breath. Imagine it coming up in through your feet. Now, if none of this belly stuff has made any sense to you so far, you're not alone. You're in good company with lots and lots of singers who've had trouble with this. So let's do one quick exercise just in case none of this has clicked for you. This last one should hopefully click a little bit. All we're gonna do is we're gonna go ha 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 ha, and that hand is right here in the middle of your belly, okay? And that's where your diaphragm lives, right at the top of your lungs, basically the base of your lungs. So in the middle of them, in the middle of everything really is your diaphragm. Do you remember the feeling when you were a kid of getting the wind knocked out of you, getting punched like right in the center of your stomach? That's your diaphragm. Not that I want that to happen to you, but this is gonna bounce around just a little bit when we go ha 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 ha. Okay, you'll see the camera moving a little. Ready? Ha 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 do do. Ha 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 ha. Feel that diaphragm bouncing. Ha 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 do do. Ha 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 bum ba. Ha 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 do do. Ha 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 dum da. Ha 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 bum ba. Ha 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 ha. Fill your belly. Ha 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 dum da. Ha 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 ha. Good. So hopefully you got some sense today during our warm-up of your belly just moving a little bit at some point. Maybe you felt it a lot, maybe you didn't feel it a lot. Try that laying down thing every day. Not only is it great for singing, of course, it's good to be singing from the diaphragm because like I said, singing with your chest is all this tension in my throat, which we don't love when we're singing. So laying down takes all the energy out of the chest and lets you breathe with your belly. A, so good for singing. B, really good for calming down your autoimmune system. So it's good for allergies to relax like that and do some low breathing. This right here isn't great for allergies or asthma. Anything that needs good autoimmune strengthening, I guess you would say, really likes when you're relaxed. Your histamines and everything going crazy when you've got allergies and asthma and stuff. It really likes when you can get a nice deep breath in through your belly. It's good for sleep, it's good for anxiety, it's good for asthma, all that stuff. So try that. Try just breathing for 5 minutes in your bed every night before you go to sleep. You'll find it'll improve your singing, it might improve your anxiety, and a bunch of other things. And remember, breathing by itself isn't going to be the only thing that's going to make you a great singer. It's also not going to be the only thing that'll help you with anxiety or any other medical condition. So this is not medical advice at all. It's just something that you can add to your life that might make you feel a little bit more relaxed. But if you have any concerns about anxiety or about anything health-wise going on with you, definitely talk to your doctor about it as well. Okay, I'll see you in a second.